Namaste, Hari Om. My name is Swami Satchitananda, and today I want to speak to you about an English word. It's called karma. So today it has become an English word. There is something to be understood. There are related concepts called samsara, which is life as we see it, and karma yoga. Okay, so these three words are interrelated. I'm trying to explore to you in the shortest possible way what these may be. Okay, karma means action, means any action. Most of us look upon action as something which we do physically, but any mental action is also considered as action. Okay? Suppose you do prayer, that is mental action. Suppose you want to thinking of hitting somebody in your mind, it's also action. You're thinking sometimes of getting rid of someone, that is also an action. Anything that you do in the mental space as well as the physical space is called action. Okay, it is karma as it is. Any prayer you do, any rituals you do, all these are called karma. It is not possible for a human being to remain without doing karma. To tell somebody live in this world but don't do any karma is not possible. So, what happens? Let us understand the dynamics of karma. It is okay. Karma consists of basically two parts, three parts. The first is the action, end of the story. The second one is the results, end of the story. And third is the subsequent result. Three results: immediate result and subsequent continuous results. So what are these? For example, if you take an action, what do we want to do? We want to achieve something, and we want to better ourselves in some way. We want to either make more money, we want to get ourselves a house, we want to get some comforts, we want whatever that we want to do. We are taking some action. This is called karma. Now, if you do any karma, the next thing that immediately arises while doing karma or even before it is an expectation. Okay? Expectation of the result and what it should be. Okay? So we always want the best result. Right? Nobody wants bad results. We want best result. So you do something to the best of your ability. See, nobody does bad work. They are try to do to the best of their ability. Right? And after the end of doing that, when the results come out, okay, the results can be in three forms, right? Result can be in three forms. One form is you had a particular goal and you achieved that. Good, very good for you. The second one is you have put something as your standard and you achieved 30% of it, 40% of it, 50% of it, 60%, whatever it is. Partial achievement of goal. Right? And third one is you have not achieved that goal. Right? You tried it, you did your best, and you didn't succeed at all in that goal. Okay. So what happens because of this? Suppose you have achieved the goal 100%. Will you remain satisfied and contented and say, grateful, and sit happily, enjoy? No. Your mind will not allow you to do that, and it will force you for more of the same. You want more. Suppose you got $100,000. Do you think after achieving $100,000 you will be at rest? You will say another 100. Why not 1 million? If you achieve 1 million, why not 1 billion? So it will go on pushing you for action. If you achieved 100%. So you're not going to be at rest from action. The second thing is, suppose you partially achieve something. Have you partially achieved something? Can you say, okay, I tried for 100%, I got 50, I'm happy about it. Okay. No. How can that happen? You must achieve 100%. I have done so much, I've tried my best. How can I fail? I must do again. So you try to achieve 100% of that at any cost, and you will redo, you will change, you will strategize. There are many Nowadays on TV and coaches and all that who come around, right? Tell you how to succeed, how to win, how to speak to people, all that thing. So by doing all that, you hope to achieve 100%. All these motivators are only working on your weakness, okay? Understand that first. And the third is when you're not achieved. So when you're not achieved, will you keep quiet? Can you say, no, I tried my best, that's all. Now I can't do anything much? No. You'll still be forced towards further action. All right? Now, therefore, the law is of action is, if you take an action, there'll be a result. If you get the result, there'll be further action. So this cycle is called the cycle of karma. That means one karma leads to another karma, and the other karma forces you for another karma, and then it forces you for another karma, and therefore the wheel of life goes on. This wheel of life is called samsara. The word samsara is used in Sanskrit. It means the wheel of life, the wheel of birth and death. Right? It's not only this life. Because you don't satisfy your demands in this life. It goes on. Even the last minute, you'll be seeking something. Right? So, you will regret and say, oh, I wish this had happened. I wish this had happened. I wish I had a better wife. I wish I had a better child. Whatever. I wish my child was married. Oh, whatever it was. I wish I had more money. So, all this is a never-ending desire. So, is the beginning of the next birth. All these unfulfilled desires, all these desires that you have subdued and kept, become the basis for your next life. Okay. Now, this is called the cycle of life. Okay. Can you get out of it? Well, there is a possibility of getting out of it. But before getting out of it, let us understand what this cycle of life means. This cycle of life means that pain is inherent in this process. You may get pleasure, you may get some happiness, but it's always mixed with pain. There is nothing called pure happiness with you. All right? If you buy the best of homes today, and you look out your neighbor and say, oh, that guy has 10 bathrooms there and 20 bedrooms, okay, we'll get it next time. Right? You will sleep in only one bathroom, sleep in only one bedroom and use only 2 bathrooms or 1 bathroom. But no. So, this way what happens is that you are in a cycle of pain and happiness. The happiness that comes from this situation is mixed with pain. Why? Let me explain to you why. When you want to achieve something in life, all right, you have to really sacrifice. A person wants to climb Mount Everest, or the person wants to become a best tennis player, or the one fellow wants to become a best basketball player, or he wants to become an author, write books. There is a lot of pain involved in trying to get there. If most of the authors you'll find, they get rejected, till finally something clicks. Okay? So, the effort to get to that place which you want is a lot of sacrifice, is a lot of pain, is a time when you don't have much money, and so on and so forth. So it's a struggle. When you reach there, okay, you've reached there. After you reach there, what happens? After you reach there, you should be happy? Yes, okay. But then the next part is that you go through a stage where you are again initiating action. And if the results are not up to the estimation that you have done, expectation that you have done, there will be again sadness, sorrow, anger, fear, and so on and so forth. Okay? So every time this cycle rotates, there is more pain and less happiness, more pain and less. The happiness is there. But nothing comes purely. Happiness is not pure, unfiltered bliss. No. It comes with pain. So this atmosphere which we create out of action and which we call life is called samsara. What happens is, in this life, you become dependent. You live as a dependent person. Suppose, for example, it's very hot, right, in the summers, and you get yourself an AC. Now, AC is very good, summer is going. After some time, you cannot do without the AC. What was a luxury yesterday becomes a need today. So many things are there like this, which we convert from things that we want to things that become that I need. Without that, I cannot do. Right. So when it becomes a need and more things you possess, more and more things you are possessing and putting together, the more you have to secure it, the more you have to keep it with you, and so on and so forth. All this put together is life. When a girl gets married to a boy, she's afraid and she wants to make sure this boy is going to be faithful to her. So there a new dynamic starts. Or the boy wants to make sure a girl is faithful to her. So new dynamic starts. Okay? These different kinds of dynamics, which we can go into later on, but just to give you an idea, is what we call life. So somebody asks you a question, how is life today? Okay. Okay means what? All right. All right means what? All right means more pain, some happiness. More pain, more happiness. So this is called samsara. Now, Swami Sivananda spoke on karma yoga. Most of us, we speak about karma yoga. Yoga, you know, yoga is the postures. Huh? So that you are very familiar with, I don't have to go into that. But what is karma yoga? Karma yoga means that how do you learn to live in this life where there is this dynamics going on all the time of happiness, unhappiness, of action, reaction, reaction. This whole cycle that is going on, almost without your control. How can we make that? How can we live in that in peace? How can we enjoy the grass? How can we look at the flowers? How can we look at the sky or the moon at night and enjoy it? Okay. So this cycle generates a lot of stress. I will talk about it later on. It's a continuous stress that you have to deal with. But I want to go back to what is it that, is there anything that I can do to live this life better? I'm sure all of you will be asking the question. Okay? And all of us want an answer to that. So there are two parts to the whole situation which you must understand correctly. The first part is, of course, the action end of any situation. All right? Now, most of us believe, and this is what the world tells us, this is what our education tells us, this is what the people and the champions and the coaches tell us, that what we want to do, we will do. We can become anything that we want. It sounds very good, of course, but the reality is different. Okay? The reality is that whatever you put into the best of your ability into achieving something, that may constitute 25-30% of the total. The rest of it comes from the universe. There are many factors that are coming together so that you are able to put in that effort. Okay? I'm reminded when we do these programs on Zoom nowadays, everybody is doing a program. And with all your effort, suddenly for some reason, that net will go off. And the whole thing is crashed. Okay? So there are many actions, many things in the universe that has to be aligned with your action if you want it to be, if you really wanted to get the results. Okay? But we somehow believe I am doing the action and I am the one who will get the result. That is, I think, a fallacy. And more mature you are, more you have lived in life, you will understand that is not true at all. It's far from the truth. On the other hand, the resultant does. If you take the resultant, you will find that the result is the result in your hands? Is the result in your hands? Can you say that I have put the best of my ability and the result will come to the extent that I want, the expectation that I have? No, 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 no. The chances are you may achieve, the chances are you may not achieve, chances are you may partly achieve. Because again, there are many, many factors that are working together on getting that result. Okay. Now today everybody is talking about Titan, the one submersible thing goes inside to look at the Titanic. Now everybody paid a lot of money and they went inside and they thought they were the rulers of the world and the rulers of the earth and the rulers of the water. And they could command all that, and suddenly, pluck, within a minute, second, disappeared into eternity. Okay? So life is like that. Okay? You don't have control. You wish you had, but you don't have control. And therefore the result also is a result that is aligned with so many other things. The people around, the environment which has changed little when you are doing this and the results to be more effective. All these things make for the results to come. And therefore, in Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, now Bhagavad Gita is a script I think some of you may have heard about. He says, use prasada buddhi. Prasada means when you go to the church, you get that bread and wine. That is prasada. You do your puja, you do your prayers on Sunday, and then you get that result. You take that. Take what you are getting as that bread and wine, as prasad, as we call it laddu, sweets, whatever thing that we are giving here after the prayers and so on and so forth. Why? Because that buddhi or that attitude means that, see, I know I have done my best. Results are not in my hand. Whatever I am given, I will take, I will accept. If you get 100%, accept. If you don't get 100%, accept. If you don't get nothing, accept. If you try to fight it, what will happen? Tremendous amount of tension. Because your expectation has been the seed from which this, your seed from which the tension arises. You suddenly realize, oh, it's not so easy. Okay? And then you tear your hair off. And you may become bald also, but nothing going to happen. You can keep on tearing your hair. After that, you will wear a wig. That's all that will happen. So, if you are able to take the attitude that, yes, it is in the universe hand, it's in the hand of God. If you are a believer of any religion, it's not only Hindu religion, any religion. You say it's Jesus', it's Allah's, it's Buddha's, take it, accept it. If you are able to do that on the results, and you are able to offer what you are doing, your action that you are doing, as an offering to the same God that you believe in, then your tension will reduce considerably. And this is what Krishna uses a particular word in this, which is, people won't find it easy to understand that. It says skill in action. Arjuna, karma yoga is skill in action. What is skill in action? Skill in action means you are detached from the input that you are giving. You are doing your best, but you are detached from that. And you are detached from the output that is coming. Do it because it needs to be done. And then forget about it. Leave it to me. I know what is the best thing. All right, you may not be believers, but leave it to the universe, let's say. Okay. What will happen, and learn to accept. So if you are able to manage these both ends, then practically I can tell you, you can try it out. 75 to 80% of your tension will reduce immediately. Immediately. And that is why it is called skill in action. This tension reduction will lead for you to more focus on the karma that you are doing, and it will become better, and the chances of it achieving the results are much more. Now this is a trick. Now people don't want that. Our ego tells us, no. You only done it How can you give the credit to God and the universe? Where is the universe? I am the universe. So with that kind of silly thinking, you think you are the owner, full ownership of the action and full ownership of the results. You will become mad, MAD. Right? In spite of everything being with you, people are taking to liquor, people are taking to drugs, people are committing suicide. The people with lot of funds and money, people who achieved, people who have talents, right? So you are resorting to that kind of action. So because you find this life too much. So life is called samsara. We will talk about it later. But this karma yoga is the most powerful tool available irrespective of the religion and belief that you may have. Offer it to your God. Don't offer it to another God, because you will get scared that your priest will tell you, no, don't offer it to another God. You offer it to me only. Okay. Offer it to the God that you believe, man. But offer it. At least that you can do. That is possible to do. Offer it. If you offer that, and if you take whatever may be the results that may come from that as a result that has been given to you by God himself or herself, or from Allah, or from Buddha, or from Krishna, or from Rama, or from Shiva, or from Jesus, whatever may be your conception of God, you will find that you can lead a better life. Now, I would like you to try this out. It's not a theory I'm talking about. It's something that my Sadguru Swami Sivananda Maharaj used to talk about it at length. He said, if you do this, this is the practical way of moving towards spirituality. Because on one hand, you are managing life here, and you are purifying your mind, you are purifying your body, and then you are getting ready for the higher potentialities that a human being has. So think about it, okay? Hari Om Tat Sat.